Designing a luxury water brand doesn't stop at the logo. The real challenge is translating that identity into an actual product. The Aqua Elite logo concept were approved. Now I have to refine them and then move on to designing the water bottle labels. But before designing the water bottle labels, we first have to design or sketch the look of the bottle, the look of the glass bottle. So in this video, I will then be exploring bottle concepts, researching premium bottle packaging for inspiration, and then sketching out different directions. And then I will then translate those ideas digitally in Adobe Illustrator. So yeah, let's get into it. Sharp. Before moving into packaging, I first refined the final logo direction and explored the color options that aligned with the premium identity of the brand. I wanted the identity to feel minimal, elegant, and sophisticated without losing readability, just as the brief said. Once the identity direction was then established, I started researching premium bottle packaging for inspiration. The brief referenced luxury sparkling water, wine bottles, appetizer bottles, and premium beverage packaging, just as examples of the look that they want to go for. I started paying attention to proportions, bottle shapes, label placement, and the overall shelf presence. I explored multiple bottle directions before narrowing the concepts down. At this stage, I was mainly focused on the shapes, the grip, the proportions, and how the label would be on the actual bottle shape. After presenting the bottle concepts, I got some feedback which then helped to narrow the direction down to two stronger bottle designs. So other concepts were rejected because they were not really fitting the description. The first concept had potential, but the proportions were too wide in the original sketch. So I refined it digitally to create a more slim and more elegant shape. But then I blame my drawing skills, Yeah. The sketches are not really how I wanted to express. The second concept worked well, but then the neck was too long. So I was advised to shorten it to the level of at least close enough to the shoulder so that it can have a more balanced form. But then one thing that I learned during the process after consulting to get feedback is that bottle design is not purely aesthetic, as they say. The shape also affects grip, it affects handling, balance, and how comfortable the bottle feels in the hand. Once the refined directions were selected, I recreated them digitally in Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, to properly test the proportions and the label placement so that I can then move on to doing the label designs. Fruit. Linear. Okay. Yeah, which means the color commit must be something no yellow, no green. So you want a exotic. Which means I'm making such a vibe. bengibatshela nabo mbalo ukuthi hayi ngilost mabathi exotic ngibalost ukuthi ngoba yasho ukuthi akusila amabhanana nasiwajwayele ukuthi banana flavor. With the bottle directions now established, I could now finally begin exploring label layouts and where the packaging can be applied to. At this stage, I can say that the brand was now starting to feel like a real product. At this stage, the bottle direction and the packaging concepts are now starting to come together. So then the next step for me is to share the brand identity story, the brand origin, and then also get into the labeling design for both the sparkling and the flavored water range. So yeah, that's what we'll be exploring on the next video. So yeah, let's meet on the next video. Sure.